Last year, I went to a retreat, and one of my favorite poets, a guy named Malcolm Guite, was speaking. And he read Seamus Heaney's poem, The Rain Stick. And this poem is about, if you know what a rain stick is, it's this cactus stalk, but inside it are these little seeds. And when you turn it, it sounds like rain. It's a rain stick. And so this poem is all about this impossible flow of refreshing water coming from like the most unlikely place in the world, this dry cactus stalk. Before he read the poem, he said that he felt like he really wanted to pray this prayer of deliverance over us. Deliverance from this haunting voice in the back of your head of the terrible English teacher who just made you afraid of poetry. And he wanted us to be set free to soak up and actually enjoy the poetry by kicking out that lingering voice of criticism, of paralyzing criticism. And I was really surprised to find myself just in tears as he prayed that prayer over us. I really did have a poetry teacher in college who greatly discouraged me whenever I brought my heart to those discussions in class. And I don't think I really even realized that I had been wounded so deeply by that, that I had just kind of stuffed that down and tried to forget about it. But I've been following Malcolm's work for the last 5 or 6 years, since 2008. And this prayer for deliverance was kind of this final sledgehammer swing that against this old dam, this dammed up stream of creativity, so that to break that through so that it could flow again. I remember my mom telling me a story of when she was growing up, and some choir teacher in her childhood told her that she should stop singing because she didn't have a good enough voice. And that criticism really dug into her imagination and populated her imagination. This kind of, it formed and informed her image of herself, of what she thought was possible for herself. And just this harsh voice of this teacher. And I think that really does happen to us. I've certainly had experiences like that growing up that made it really hard for me to pursue the things that I think God has put in me, because I've been discouraged at different points. But whatever our path has been, whether it's discouragement or criticism or personal failure or some kind of trauma or grief that is really hanging on to us, I believe that the Lord is constantly speaking good news, right, into this world, that He's constantly inviting us to start again from wherever we are at that point in time, to start from there, that it is never too late to come home to the Lord and begin to recover and to develop the gifts that He's given. And this rain stick poem reminds me of that. That it is precisely the dry stalk that is invited to laugh with this miraculous dripping of rain. That it is those who feel that they have become old and withered by life's regrets, who in particular are called to become children again and to just play in the puddles. That this is the way of Christ. This is what Jesus does over and over and over again, is that he opens up new life in places that to our eyes only offer death. That without denying the reality of suffering or belittling our pain, Jesus over and over again is tipping the rain stick, and he is calling us out into this refreshing rain, and he's saying, don't be afraid. I want to bring redemption and new life, even in a dried up, withered, old cactus stalk. I can bring rain in this place, so don't be afraid.
Upend the rain stick. And what happens next is a music you never would have known to listen for. In a cactus stalk, downpour, sluice rush, spillage and backwash come flowing through. You stand there like a pipe being played by water. You shake it again lightly, and diminuendo runs through all its scales like a gutter stopping trickling. Now, here comes a sprinkle of drops out of the freshened leaves. Then subtle little wets off grass and daisies. Then glitter drizzle, almost breaths of air. Upend a stick again. What happens next is undiminished for having happened once, twice, 10, 1,000 times before. Who cares if all the music that transpires is the fall of grit or dry seeds through a cactus? You are like a rich man entering heaven through the ear of a raindrop. Listen now. Again.
Oh, do not be afraid. Let that dry